this morning I got made the impromptu photographer, so you've all got lots of pictures that are going online later, so thanks for looking good. I can't see you, but you look good. How many people here are actually TEDx organizers? Okay, and how many of those organizers were in Doha in April? Sweet, not everyone, so some of this will be new. And how many people are just interested TEDx people who are here today? Really can't see how many hands just went up, but I'm going to say half and half. So I think everyone has a pretty good idea what TEDx is, but what has happened in the last year and a half or so has been really, really tremendous. And it's these organizers that used to each run their own events in different places all over the world, 137 as of this month countries, have now become a community of people around the world who are connected with no real central point of connection. It's, I often describe the TEDx community or the TEDx movement as those flocks of birds that you see where there's no one leader, but somehow they're all moving together on a trajectory. And so in April, 700 approximately TEDx organizers got together in the Middle East, including spending a day in the middle of the desert in giant tents. Concerns ranged from sandstorms to heat exhaustion to sand that we were told was going to be 55 degrees Celsius. In the end, it worked out really great, but one of the really big outcomes of the TEDx Summit in April was a number of projects, 6 in fact, and I was really lucky to be involved with one of the projects. And the project was kind of looking back and looking at how many TEDx talks are out there. As of now, it's over 20,000 talks. And the question is, how do we find the really good ones? I mean, every talk has value, every talk has relevance to its own community, but how do we find the talk that happened in Iran that for some particular reason has a great deal of relevance in Denmark? And then how do we get that talk translated into that language? And one of the projects that we tackled there was called Best of TEDx. And a group of people kind of got together at the summit, and some of these are just photos of what happened there, but we got together and started thinking about how do we start collecting all of this data, and how do we use the power of the community to do so? And so what happened out of it was, and it's funny because I showed some of these same slides in Doha, and this was the actual slide I showed in April. And in 6 months, it's changed so much. I mean, the number of talks has almost doubled in the last 6 months. What we came up with out of that and what's still being worked on now is some sort of platform or tool, and the technology really isn't the important piece. What we really spent our time on was the human layer and figuring out how do we get people around the world, how do we get TEDx organizers and TEDx community members empowered to watch talks and then provide feedback back into the community about the relevance of that talk, particular points made, what languages it might be suitable to be translated into. And now we combine the power of this community with the power of the Open Translation Project. We now have the opportunity to take these 20,000 talks around the world and sort of specifically tailor them into different parts of the world. It's just so much potential, and I find it really exciting, and it's been a pleasure being a part of this team. Underneath everything, there is a technology platform. The real challenge that we're working on right now, and there's people from around the world still sort of thinking and collaborating on this, is the human layer. And it's, what do we look for in a talk? You know, how do we say that one talk might be relevant to this country or might be appropriate in this language? And we're still challenged with that. So if you happen to be interested in sharing some ideas on that topic, please feel free to come and grab me. I'm here all day today and tomorrow. But that's it. That's just kind of a high-level overview of the Best of TEDx project, and looking forward to what this community does over the next year. Thanks.